I would just say build a better deck.
Oh, good for you!
Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com. Ooh, welcome to Two Nights of the Commander Smiths.
We are Two Knights of the Commander Smiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Two Knight Lowry Smith.
Oh,
Wink.
don't worry. I'm glad we're cousins here.
Yeah, just talking to you, baby. Cousins.
This is the second night in a row. I think it's the first time we've done this before, where it's been 2 nights back to back of podcasts. Like we've done recordings, but never podcast. So this is
I like this better than podcast right after the next podcast, because we would have been
you remember we used to do? Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to do the second one if we did do that back in the day. We were not late. Don't you dare.
A wizard is never late.
Red Shy. We even started a minute early so that you couldn't say that. But we used to, back in the day when we recorded in person before live stuff, we did sometimes did we have double cast nights there, right?
a couple times, yeah. Those were brutal.
Yeah.
Like the energy was so low on the second one, from what I remember.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing about that, if you really think about it, I think those were like 3-hour episodes, where now our one episode reaches almost that 3 hours. So yeah.
Sometimes.
Last night was brutal with 4 Malorts. I don't see a Josh D
5
on
beanies
here, so I think we might be
he threatened
safe.
us last
Yeah,
night,
he
but
did.
it doesn't seem like he probably still hungover.
Right. He was taking shots along with us. So yeah, this is episode 282. For those of you that are joining on the live stream, this is only up for a little bit, and then it'll disappear for a while, for about a week and change, and this will come right back up. Those of you listening, that doesn't matter to you at all, so whatever. But what are we doing on tonight's back-to-back episode here?
So last week we did overused cards, and this episode we're going to be talking about underplayed cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Underplayed?
Nope, underused.
All right, it's not enough. Underused. Underused. Same difference.
Same thing in this one. It's
basically going off of numbers from EDH Rec numbers, what we consider should go into more decks, and this is our opinion only. And if you disagree with us, you're probably wrong. Just kidding.
I will.
Just kidding. I'm basically promoting curated off of this. I went with old curateds because I know outside of the Discord, about 10 of you watch them, so I figure that I have it's new info for everybody.
We got
pretty much.
Ibukaki saying top. We talked about Sensei's a lot.
Hockey is a top. I agree. I know he is.
And Paul, my buddy Paul with the Urabraska shout out there. Yes, I forgot about writing that.
Paul.
Mine have a lot of artifacts. I will say. I could have gotten all artifacts if I wanted to, but I didn't. I switched it up. One in here, Ibukaki isn't going to like. That's a little foreshadow. You can probably figure that one out. We've had a discussion about that one in the past. But anyways, we'll get to that in a little bit.
Is it the Elven Soul Ring? Is that what he's not going to like?
Oh, look at you. Yeah. Oh, I get this. I definitely get the...
Good
for you.
And give me
if I could turn my volume down, I would just press it continually in the background. What happened?
What
like
Lowry
an hour or
is
two ago?
referring to is I was at Target, and I I always swing by the Magic section, and I went there yesterday and they didn't have anything, so it was completely cleared out. But there was a guy cutting open boxes and about to stuff the shelves with stuff, and I didn't go back at the end of my shopping. I just left. well, I had to go do another Target run today. I was like, sure, I'll go. I love doing Target runs.
Convenient. Yeah.
And they had 2 collector boosters left. So they must have filled it and it got, already drained down to 2. And then they had 2 of the bundles, regular bundles left. And I was looking at pricing. The collector boosters are what you can get on Amazon, $40 or whatever. But the bundles were really cheap. They're at 60. And TCG, the cheapest is 90. So I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'll buy this because it comes with the Soul Ring or the One Ring in it. So anyways, long story longer. Get home and I'm trying to decide, should I go live with this? Should I even record? I mean, my luck with 8 boxes, I didn't get shit. So I was like, what should I do? And Cindy's like, yeah, just record. You don't have to go live. I was like, okay. Well, second pack. Yes. YES. I hit the Elven Ring. Not serialized, but still an $800 card. So...
Oh, good for you.
You're right. I should have just had my finger right there.
Good for you.
Or I could do, I'll do that one.
Yeah, it was the both packs were really good. Both had box toppers in it, so there was a 100% box toppers in 2 of those packs, and they weren't bad. There was Wasteland and what was the other one? Oh yeah, Ozolith was the other one. Not the Surge foil. I wasn't that lucky, but yeah, the overall value, even if I didn't get the Soul Ring in there, was really, really good. Like it you had the Delighted Halfling, the Orcish Bowmasters and all that stuff. So, but yeah, we've been talking about it. We've been texting back and forth and, discussions with the Discord and stuff, but this is a weird set because right now we should be getting to our bottoms of stuff. And
we're not.
No, prices are going up, which I don't get it. Did we have this discussion last night on the cast? Because I don't know if the Malort had already kicked in.
Not on, but
that was
after, and maybe texting today.
Yeah.
So we've done an episode or 2 recently talking about prices. We could just be totally wrong.
Yeah.
Like trying to figure out, there might just be insane demand, like you were just saying in your story of, it was sold out, and then they restocked a little bit of it, and that was basically gone.
Yeah.
And then you bought it out. So again, in 24 hours, it got sold out again. Or they're lightly stocking stuff as it's going.
Well, the interesting thing is,
it could be both.
You're looking at, you have credit at CK and Card Kingdom, and they're sold out.
Super sold out on anything good.
Yeah. So like singles and sealed product.
You can't get the collectors there. You can't get the set box. Draft booster box. They have a couple of them left, but that's like $180.
Oh, and I'll put this out there too, is I went on Amazon when I was, standing there comparing prices at Target. I'm like, okay, where are the price? Like, I like to do that. I'm at Target because then if you do have it cheaper on Amazon, they will price match. So I was like, okay, let me see. Maybe Amazon might be a little cheaper and I can get a couple bucks off or whatever. Amazon was sold out of the single collector booster packs. Like I couldn't even have the price show up for me. And that normally means that it's sold out. And then I went to the bundles and those were also sold out there. So on Amazon, I couldn't buy those. I had to go to TCG to figure out my pricing. And that's where I found out, TCG's bundles, the regular bundles was 90 and then the collector packs were 42. So that's crazy on Amazon. They're not like places aren't getting them. I don't know. I haven't heard if there's a shortage, but I wouldn't think there would be, but
yeah, I think there's just insane demand. I think everybody's holding on to their stuff because there's awesome cards.
Yeah.
And it's some of them like the One Ring, we expected it to go down, especially with the gift bundles coming out and it's in one of them at this point, but
it's in both of them. It's foil.
Oh, okay. It's
in both bundles. Yeah. You get, because
we were having like a modern discussion. I checked out the two of the top tier discussions that we're having, and both of them had for the One Rings. I was like, holy shit. All right. This card is being played in at least modern.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
it's for sure a commander card, but when it starts hitting other formats,
commander card
is when you start raising your eyebrows and, hey, something's going on here. This card is probably better than we were thinking. Well, we think it's good. Like, hey, RoboCop's on. But we know it's a good card, but is it good enough to be in these other faster formats? And for it to be in modern, it's saying it is, like, and I don't know if I mentioned that last night or if this was, I don't remember our conversations, if they were on or off air, basically.
Because we talked for like another hour and a half after the show was done, at least hour.
Yeah. So the One rings that I put up on eBay sold instantly within an hour for like $50, or it was just under 50. It was $48.99, so $49. And so it's just, this is crazy. It's crazy. So I don't know.
I don't really know. I'm still hoping to wait on the One ring for these bundle packs to come in and maybe saturate the market a bit, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we will see. What are we doing today?
Well, we already talked
Lowry.
about that.
Yeah, we did. Not fully. Stable versus is going to be I am defending Season of Growth, and Adam is going to be Rumor Gatherer.
Oh, I need to switch this around so that like I'm underneath my card and I'll just switch the cards around.
This is going to be confusing.
Well, I mean, I got it all situated, but yeah, or just flip our videos around. That's what I need to do. I'm not going to do it now.
No,
it's too much work.
Just stop the podcast. We're done.
So yeah,
thanks for joining RoboCop. We're just maintenance.
We won't be giving any of the results of the other ones because we just did it yesterday. So we don't even have the voting up for that. So I think this is going to be a short podcast.
Every time you say that,
as long as
everybody goes,
as long as
slaps their forehead.
Malort is not involved, I think we're fine.
Right. I think we're okay.
I think we're in the clear.
I think we're all right.
So I'm
going to claim that added at least 30 minutes onto last week's podcast. That's
all right.
Rough guesstimate.
We're keeping this tight. We have we did 2 episodes here. So should we get to it?
Tags.
All right. You guys can become a patron by donating $1 or more. That helps support the cast. And you also get to join the Discord by donating $1. If you go higher than that, $5 or more, you can get proxies each month if you so choose. There are over 350 proxies to choose from, including the soul rings that are in the newest Elvish writing, and the dwarven rings and the human rings, and then the One rings as a soul ring. So you're distracting me. So that's our little bonus. And if you guys are supporting us, we will get, if you want proxies, we can send those out each month. Another way you can support the cast is by donating on the live streams, such as this. You can make us take Malort shots, jelly beans. All of those were done last night, or last week, depending on how you're listening to this. And anytime we're live, pretty much you can donate there, and there's always things you can make us do. Mm-hmm. So that is the financial way to support the show. Everything pretty much goes right back into the show, either by upgrades of things, or by getting things to give away, or by content of opening things, just all the little things. I think our next goals, I've talked about it before, but we have, the store is what we're trying to work at getting here. So that is something that is in the works, and anything that you guys donate will help us get that started. So the free way to support the show is jump on YouTube and subscribe there. Just subscribe. That's all you got to do. And that actually kind of, if you watch our stuff there, that's also financially supporting us, but with pennies, but it's supporting us. There's fractions of a penny, and
Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, there you go. So but yeah, subscribe to YouTube. That's where you can see tons of videos, curated MTG, proxy time. We have battle boxes, cracking packs like the one we talked about with the Elven Ring.
You're going to put that's going to be, is that in a short, or is that going to be a full video?
It is in a short. I did record the whole video, but I just got it down to the meat and the beer and pizza of that video. So I was on it.
Potatoes.
No.
The hairy potatoes.
No. That potato,
it hasn't changed since yesterday, but
no, it hasn't.
It's gonna be gorgeous.
I'm worried.
If you'd like to join our Discord by becoming a patron, you also can find videos about potatoes being cooked and post them there for Adam to watch.
No, that's all right.
You can do that.
It's all good. You know what I'm worried about though? I'm worried about that potato, me being gone for almost 2 weeks and coming back and like it rots or something happens and I come in, there's just flies all in here. Like there was one little
making
fly.
vodka. Put it in the fridge if you're worried about it.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
I don't know if that's where they're supposed to go. Probably not. You need like dark, cool place. I think.
Well, yeah. The funny thing is that doesn't work either. I was about to tell that story. It would be my third year of college when I transferred to St. Cloud. My old roommate Beal. He left a bag of potatoes. Let me put it that way, in the cupboard underneath the sink all semester. Okay. So then when we were going to clear out, that whole cupboard was just vine of, it was like the Thing from that movie, The Thing, where the little tentacles, it filled the entire thing. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
It was probably 2 feet across, 2 feet by 2 feet. It was insane. But yeah, so it was a bag of potatoes.
Because I was going to blame your potato phobia on me.
I just don't like
okay, so what happened was, and this was like I was cleaning one of your places and you were going to do a showing and I was just trying to finish up and you were just like, hey, did you wipe down the cupboards? And I'm like, oh, I'll do that real quick. So I wiped down the front of the cupboards. And then you're doing your showing and you're like, yeah, the cupboards are really good. And then there's a sack of potatoes, like eye level. And you're like, oh, well, we'll get rid of that. And then you come back and you're like, I thought you wiped down
the cupboards. Yeah, I did. I got the front.
Yeah, I did. I wiped down the outside of the cabinets.
I will say the thing that you are best at is fixing and all the repair stuff. But when it came to cleaning, that was one thing you did not like to do necessarily.
I got better.
Yeah,
I got better.
I know. But the everything else was fantastic with, and then it was like, all right, cleaning, Lowry, don't worry, I'll take over. I'll do the cleanings.
Yeah.
All right. So that's YouTube. YouTube has lots of stuff. Just subscribe there. That helps us out. You can also subscribe to TikTok. We have all our shorts. Anything that's really short is over there. So that video as well, if you didn't want to watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on TikTok. Biggest thing with those short stuff is make sure you watch all the way through, give it a like. And if you're watching this, give this a like too. Anytime you're watching our stuff, like it. Like it.
That'd be nice.
Like it.
You don't even have to like it. Just like it.
Just like it. And then you guys can follow us on Twitter. And you can direct message us there. Or you can direct message us by shooting us an email at commandersmiths@gmail.com. And
that's a good joke. I'm going to read that one.
All right.
Hockey's wiping is Lowry's least favorite part of taking a shit as well. You're right. I'm not very good at cleaning. It's pretty hairy. It's hard. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's I did the gif of, God, that's a good gif. What's his name?
Which one?
From Parks and Rec. That Andy something or other.
Oh yeah, with the wiping his butt. And
yeah, he's like, sometimes when I'm wiping my butt, I wipe and I wipe and I wipe and I wipe, and you can see everybody else
just
break.
Laughing. Oh, I love
and he's
that
like,
one.
Sometimes it feels like I'm trying to wipe a marker. It's
just poop. It's just poop. I wipe and it's poop. All right, let's get into our main topic. I guess we would do what is it?
Fave 5 underused commander cards.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Right, cool.
Yep.
All right. So that's where we're at. I think you started yesterday, so maybe I start today. Should I start? I'll start. All right. So these are 5, or each of us have 5. We don't know what the other person's is on this one.
We don't.
Chris Pratt was the name, is what Ibukaki. What was his name on it though? I think what Lowry was trying to get at is his name was Andy.
Well, I want to know Chris Pratt. I don't know the show, but I couldn't get there.
Okay.
He's too famous. I just forget.
So all of these cards in particular are under 10,000 EDH rec decks. Now, I feel like EDH rec, our numbers are a lot bigger. So I think when we first did this, which was like 2 years ago at this point.
When we first did it, it was probably a long time.
Or I should say the last time was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
or
last time was a
half.
year and a half ago.
Yeah, but I think we were trying to keep it under like 5,000 or something like that. Or at least when we first did it. Now it's like the 10,000 is the new 5,000 because it's just there's so many EDH players and decks being built. So I think that number has changed. So all of these cards are under 10,000 EDH rec decks. I will start and I will talk about a card that I kind of foreshadowed with before. With Ibukaki, but it is Protection Racket. Oh, come on. I didn't want all that stuff. Give me it. There we go. Protection Racket. This is an enchantment. It is 2 and a black, and this is in 7,000 EDH rec decks, but it's at the beginning of your upkeep. Repeat the following process for each opponent in turn order. Reveal the top card of your library. That player may pay life equal to that card's amount of value. If they do, exile that card. Otherwise, put it into your hand. I have this in a lot of decks since this came out. And it generally, I will say, it does over 20 points of damage in a game. I don't think I've had a game where it was under that. And yes, you're making faces and stuff. But this does a lot of work. And I've heard from other casts, other content creators of this working so well with them as well. I think Fast Finance, I've heard them talk about it. This, every time I've played it, it does really well. Yeah, you might lose the lands. That's what I was kind of, Ibukaki and I were going back and forth with. But you can really hit people with a lot of damage. And if it's later in the game, they're not going to want to take that damage and you're going to get the cards in your hand. So only after turn 5, though. You can do a lot of damage. You get the board down. So this, I have it in my Braids deck. I have it in, I don't know if I revamped Eureka yet to put this in there, but setting the top for Eureka, this could do some major damage of setting things up there. And you're not agreeing on this one, and I can see you.
I'm not.
Yeah, because you didn't like this one before.
7,000. I'm okay with thinking that it could be like doubled up.
Yeah, it's underused.
But I don't like the card.
Have you played with it?
The premise of where this is, I agree with you. But it's not a card I want to talk about. So,
well, that's not you talking about it. I'm talking about it, you son of a bee.
Right. No, this is our podcast, not yours. Why do you just want to take over? Is that like you want to back and forth and then just...
Well, I just want to talk about it. Well, the other thing I wanted to point out is this and we've talked about this before. I think this is when I kind of realized you don't like this one as much, is the Palantir of Orthanc. It does a very similar thing, but it's an artifact. I think that one's going to get a crap ton of use as well. I like
the Orthanc better.
Oh, yeah, I do too, for sure. I mean, it's that one, but I don't want to put it on here because it just came out.
Right.
But I mean, it's an artifact that does basically the same thing. You're setting the top yourself with the scrying and then getting the counters and all that stuff. So, I think this is going to be a pretty sweet, Orthanc is going to be a sweet card. This is going to get used a lot. I think this is going to easily surpass Protection Racket, but I think Protection Racket is a very good pseudo draw damage. You know, there's your Mogus decks would probably like this too, where you're taxing people for life and all that. So you compound it by doing that. So get them, Lowry.
On my side at this
Get
point.
out of here.
Yep. You've
hey, this does work, man.
I mean, you can.
This does work.
This is your opinion, and if somebody's wrong, if they don't agree with you, they're wrong. I said that at the beginning.
God damn it, he made it.
Son of a.
We're 25 minutes in. We had one earlier. He sniped us. He waited in the bushes.
Where were you? Where were you? We got to get 4 in an hour? Is that what we're doing here now?
I don't know how. I've already started my
Guess what? We're going to have to extend this to at least a 2-hour podcast now. Great.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
All right, let's get to it.
See, that's what happens, Lowry. You're arguing with me about Protection Racket, and Karma is a bitch.
Where was your Protection Racket when Josh came in? It didn't do anything.
It's because you were hating on my Protection Racket. I love the
I'm
card.
not even sure I'm going to...
I love the card. I have it. for those of you that are on the fence with it, or if you're not on my side, or if you haven't played it, it's a fun card. Like, yeah, you might lose some land, but you should have enough land where it doesn't matter to you that you're losing the land. If you're so worried about land, then I would just say build a better deck.
I would just say build a better deck.
Cheers, Josh.
Cheers. Cheers.
I was thinking about this all day, and I was like, I hope
when you
take these
when you
again.
know it's coming, it just kind of weight over your head. Shit, I don't. Sorry, I did it again. I did a big whiff, and then you just.
Why did you do that?
I gotta wait. Well, I was talking when I was up in my
shit. I didn't grab the crackers. Remember we were going to grab crackers?
Didn't even. Shit, I even sent a reminder text.
Yeah, you did. I was going to grab them. Happy vacation. Oh. Okay. So
just all right, whatever. Whatever. I'm not even happy now.
Let's get to your garbage curated MTG cards.
No, these okay, this one was curated MTG. Go check it out.
Is it the one that just went the other day that's like 25 views?
Right. That's what I'm basing off. Only about 10 people actually watch outside of Discord. That's great. Because normally they hit 100 or 2 or 3.
Yeah, but you did it on 4th of July, so like no one was like
holidays are generally a good thing. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna go with Steely Resolve. Steely. Resolve. 1 in a green enchantment. When it ETBs, choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type can't be the target of spells or abilities. So creatures of that type gain Shroud. It's tough. I'm working through it. I'm a professional, as some would say. Others would not. But giving all of your creatures Shroud for, in a tribal deck. Green tribal is likely going to be elves, but also if you're in a 5-color dragons, that also works. I get that Shroud isn't as good as hexproof or whatever, but 2 mana to protect all of your creatures is fantastic.
As long as you're not having to target them yourselves. Yeah.
Right. Like as long as it's not a theme. And I should say this is only in 5,740 decks.
How many?
5,740 decks. And so that's not a lot for like a protection card.
It's an older card. It hasn't got a reprint. It is
expensive. It looks like it's around 20 bucks.
Yeah.
So, but hey, if you got a green tribal deck, you should likely try and get this. I understand the budget concerns.
I think I have this one in foil. Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's for you.
There's my shot.
Yeah.
There's my shot.
Yeah, I like this card. I haven't put it in a deck, but yeah, I definitely like it. It's that
just because Adam picked a bad card doesn't mean
I know
he needs to be
the
mad.
The chat is just is it reserve list? I don't think
no, it's not
reserve list.
Nope.
It just hasn't been reprinted.
It has a shot at reprinting at some point. We'll see when that happens.
Secret lair, baby, secret lair. That's the way they do it. Are you still struggling? We've got 3
Yeah,
more
it mixes so bad with my beer currently that I'm drinking good vibes, weekend vibes, IPA. It's
speaking of that, I am drinking a Guinness from Ted from SmithCon. So that is what I am drinking. Thanks,
nice.
Ted. Shout out there. Chris, I will get you when I get back with that whiskey because these stupid Malorts, I'm not.
Yeah, we're very much anticipating.
Yeah.
Malort.
We were expecting
no hard booze with Malort.
Josh threatened and he followed through. So much so that he said it last night and I thought that he had already paid for it. And so Laura and I were talking before and he's like, I don't think he did. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure he did. We're going to be taking this. And I was like, all right, let me check. And he was like, oh yes, he didn't. Okay, please.
We haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, we're like,
no,
he's not on Discord.
Pops out. I don't even see him anymore. He's not even around.
No, he didn't even write a message. He just probably popped in, gave us the shots, and ran away. Bastard.
Right. He didn't want to take the shots with us.
Yeah, that was probably him getting up
tonight.
from his hangover, basically, from his
Right.
malort.
Yeah, he's I guarantee it, he's rough.
All
I
right,
put makeup on to look good tonight. But Steely Resolve is great. That's all I'm saying. Use it, play it.
I'm gonna piggyback on yours then and follow suit, and I'm gonna do Cryptic Gateway, because this is also kind of a tribal in a way. So this is an artifact, 5-drop artifact. Tap 2 untap creatures you control. So again, if your creatures come into play, it doesn't have the tap symbol, so you can tap them to do this, but then you may put a creature card from your hand into play that shares a creature type with each creature tapped this way. So it goes with what you were saying with your tribal stuff. This goes in tribal decks. This is only in 5,000 EDH rec decks, so it's right around the same number.
Okay. Just got a reprint in
Dominaria Remastered. Yeah, so it's super cheap.
Yep.
With a Dominaria Remastered reprint, it is a 23-cent card. Can go in any tribal deck because it is an artifact. So unlike Steely, I'm not ripping on Steely, but I'm saying that's green. You have to have a tribal green, which, you know, you could fit that in elves and, like you mentioned, dragons and stuff. But this could go in a goblin deck.
I agree. There's the caveat part. But at the same time, I would not put this in a go wide tribal deck, if that makes sense. So like this isn't very good in elves or goblins.
Right. You want bigger creatures like your dragons.
Right. So
and all
like
that stuff,
Eldrazi would like this. I can see dragons liking this.
Shapeshifters?
Kind of. But anything that has a full range of a CMC. And dragons probably weren't that good for a while, but they've really kind of, you know, put smaller dragons on the board to be able to play, and then maybe some tokens, ? But it allows you to then cheat out those bigger dragons.
That's the other thing that's kind of cool, is this can be done on other people's turn. Now, the thing is that creature... No, the other two are tapped. Okay, so I thought it said tapped, whatever. So... you could cheat in something on somebody else's turn if you wanted to. And tokens work as well. Right. And like I mentioned before, you can tap creatures as soon as they come into play for this ability to work. So it's kind of a fun little thing that you can do with this. And I'm surprised that it's only in 5,000 EDH rec decks, because we have so much tribal stuff. You would think that almost every one of those decks, but like you mentioned, the lower end stuff you don't need to necessarily use because they're lower end. You don't need to. That's not.
And that might be the limiting factor,
right? Of
like, it needs to sit in that range, but it is an older card. Not talking about the remastered version.
Yeah, it's Onslaught.
So it might have sat kind of forgotten for a long time as well. So I think it's a cool one. I don't know what Hockey's talking about when he's saying we don't build a lot of tribal decks.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to listen.
One? I built a Urtet. Urtet was one. That's one of my tribal. What are you talking about?
Did you put it in there?
No.
Here's the other thing:
five-color tribal is very tough to. You have very limited slots for that. So,
and it doesn't work on sagas either. So
yeah,
because you're
point too.
Tom Bombadil is five-color saga tribal, right? Get it?
Got it.
That's a joke.
Get it?
I think 5 mana also puts it at. It's like it feels like it's very cheaty, but it's still very fair. I guess. I like the card, same as you, but like it is hard to use.
Right. I don't have it in the deck, but
I don't think I've ever used it. I've had it for a long time.
Good job. You beat me to it.
Yeah.
All right. What is your next one on your list? Your next curated MTG?
This one was also in curated MTG. I want to talk about holistic wisdom. Go check out.
Is it W O? Is it a W?
No. HOLISTIC.
ISTIC. Holistic.
Wisdom.
There we go.
So 1, 2 green enchantment. Pay 2. Remove a card in your hand from the game. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. If it shares a type with the card removed this way. So it allows you to, like, if you're in a mill deck, so this is where, like, I believe it was in Tacasia for a while where you're self-milling, and then if you self-mill something that you wanted, you can get it back. It also kind of teaches you not to overextend, not just play out creatures that you don't need to have in play just because you don't need them type thing. And so that if somebody kills one of your bigger creatures, you can get that creature back into your hand later on.
How many
and so this card,
rec decks?
It's only in 1,030 decks. And so green and black, I can see this going in green black decks because they do that whole Grizzly salvage thing where you're looking at 5 cards, you get to put one in your hand and the rest are on the graveyard. You don't have a lot of choice there, but you're still choosing, right? And so here, this gives you a little bit more flexibility on getting things that are removed back into your hand. It things that you accidentally milled or don't want necessarily in your graveyard back into your hand. And if you're drawing enough cards, this is not a problem in exiling anything from your hand.
Yeah,
because if you have that curve where this is a mid-game card, right? And so you play it, you want to do this at 5 at least. So you pay 3, put into play, pay 2, remove a card, get something back into your hand. And then you're able to kind of do that and just grind value for whatever's going into your graveyard. I think it's also a decent sideboard card against mill, because then that gives you a lot of choices.
Because you're getting,
but you have to have like a strong meta of mill happening as well. So I wouldn't just think, oh, I have that one mill player that I'll play against once a month. Like I'd want to be seeing it once a week type thing. So, yeah,
I dig this card. So
it's only in 1,030 decks.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I think it has a potential. I'm not going to say that it should be at 20. I'd say this should be around 10,000 decks in my mind. And with it being an older card, I just think maybe people don't know about it. You should be checking out my curated because I do cards like this all the time.
Good plug.
What you got?
That was good. All right. So after this one, we should probably do another Malort because we got to do 4.
You're right.
We got to get it. So I did that one. Oh, you know what? The next one will be is Sensei's Defining.
Is it really?
No.
Is it really?
It's not. But I have.
Oh, I was gonna write that down. I thought you had. Wish you had the balls to do it.
But it should be played in more decks than
188,000 decks. Come on.
Should be more than Cyclonic Rift. So we talked about that last week or yesterday, depending on when you're watching this. And this should be played more. But that is not the card that I will go with. But I will go with I'll go with a higher one. We talked about this one not that long ago. It was actually a Staple Versus. But it is Rose Room Treasurer. So this is also from the same set with Protection Racket where you're using, what is it, New Capenna? But this is the Commander.
There's a theme.
Yeah, well, those are the two, yeah. But then everything else isn't. Anyway, so this is 1 red and 3 colorless. And if you remember from the Staple Versus, that was probably about a month and change ago. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a treasure token. If this is the first or second time this ability is resolved this turn. Otherwise, you may pay X. When you do, Rose Room Treasurer deals X damage to any target. So it's ramping you for your creatures coming into play. It isn't. It does see treasure or your creature tokens. It's not on a cast trigger. And then if you get multiples in, if you get 3, then you can start pinging off stuff. So I kind of, when I build decks where I've used this in, it hits multiple things. It's your ramp, but then also it is kind of a little bit of removal. If you're able to get enough creatures out. If you're not making a lot of creatures, if it's, you're playing a lot of big creatures, it's at least ramp. But if you're playing tokens, token themed stuff, so goblin decks, just anything where you're not having high casting cost stuff coming out, this is be fantastic for just knocking off other people's stuff. And it's done work. I've had this do some work in games. I don't remember if that was at that Magic Fest thing that we went to or if that was at SmithCon, but I've had this take out.
How many decks is this in again?
Oh, sorry, I didn't even say that. This is my highest one. This is a 9,000 EDH rec deck, so it's up there. It's almost at that borderline of considering it's in more than what we're looking for. But I think this could be used a lot more because you play creatures and you get treasures. You get treasures for playing creatures. That's a win-win right there.
I do like it. Again, this is one that I haven't played. It's likely. I'm hoping that it gets into the Balrog Durin's Bane, which I'll be recording live deck building next Wednesday. Fucking hey,
man, that's 2 times. Well, wait, shit, that doesn't work because this is going out in 2 weeks. So
you're right. Last week I built. Hopefully, use this in a deck. Maybe I'm excited to maybe do it.
What if you?
I think I have it in Calcium too, or at least it has been in there. So I like it. I agree. I think it should be considered more, especially if you're in a creature heavy deck, because getting 2 treasures a turn is solid.
I mean, even
with
getting
potential burn,
even getting a treasure when you cast, like, bring a creature into play, or think of this with Assemble the Legion. Like, that'd be kind of fun.
Right.
Like, as each turn you're
just at your upkeep, treasure, burn, whatever you have mana for. I think also it's nice if you like to play a tap out style of deck. Like, if you're not trying to play instants on other people's turns, like if you just want to be able to go get pizza in between your turns, this is a perfect card, because you go, okay, I'm going to put 3 creatures in play, 2 treasures, and then I'm going to just tap out and burn that thing and kill it. All right, do something next turn, go, and then you're out.
It's a Lowry play style. It's this is the deck that I can go get pizza while you guys are playing.
That's it's the perfect card for a pizza player.
All right, let's get this second Malort going. We got halfway through.
Yay!
Did you pour yours already, or you got to pour?
Oh, we haven't done the second one yet.
Yeah. I know. This
That's disappointing.
It's gonna be brutal. God dang it! He came in at 25 minutes like that. I appreciate it, Josh.
Go give you a knuckle sandwich.
It's just starting off my vacation with a bang. 2 Malort nights in a row, motherfucker. All
cheers,
right,
mate.
Cheers.
It got caught in my jowls. Ugh.
Oh, I was not looking forward to this at all today.
I took the shot, and it, like, you know how you got that little bit of gap in between your molars and your cheek? So I do the shot, and then I like go to swallow again, and then it pops out into my mouth.
What are we talking about?
Sorry.
Oh, Josh came in here. Seems like it was great timing. He says, "You little sniper." I'm out of beer.
All right.
Ugh.
Let's talk about another curated MTG card.
What? Another curated card?
That you can check out twice a week when I'm on time. Just because I don't remember what I'm doing does not mean that it doesn't happen. So if you are subscribed to YouTube and you ring that little bell, they might tell you when it happens.
Oh, look at that.
And if you become a part of the Discord, I will spam let you know that it's been released. And I appreciate all 5 of you in the Discord that check it out. I'm gonna go with Aura of Dominion. Terrible. Oh, not the card. The Lord.
All right, there we go.
Blue Aura. You can pay 1, tap an untapped creature you control, untap enchanted creature. So this is it's only in 1,286 decks. It is from Champions of Kamigawa. And again, it's an aura that allows you to untap probably your commander. So I have it in Simone and Dina, but I think I heavily considered it for like Tacasia. And so whenever you want to be able to untap your commander, or you have a tapping theme in a deck,
you're right there, buddy.
Yeah. Right.
I have such a smoker laugh right now because of my cold. Like, it just God damn it. You can just hear.
So this is something, if you want to be able, so like if you are doing
anything that has
Arcanist, the Omnipotent, where it like taps to draw 3 cards, you can pay 1, tap another creature to untap it, to tap and draw 3 more cards. Like, you can get some bonkers ass stuff going on. Zamon and Dina allows you to untap, sacrifice another creature to put another land into play if it's in your hand. Like, it's a really cool card. And again, it's in 1,286 decks. I don't think many people know about this card. So you should go check it out on curated MTG.
Do I have to tag all these? This is probably a good idea to find your curators.
No,
and
you don't need to. Don't worry about it.
Or maybe you do that.
Again, that's why I wouldn't do it, so I'm not telling you to do it. But I'm good. I'm done.
I like it. I mean,
what's your next one?
There's a lot of cards that deal with tapping and your creatures tapping, and if you get to do it twice, like, for example, Uritet would love this because I untap Uritet, or I tap my 5, put 3 1/1 counters on all my mirror, and then tap 1, tap another creature, untap Uritet, do it again, tap 5, and then everything gets 6 counters. So whenever there's something that's giving you the tap ability, like, this is a pretty good card. I'm not putting it in that deck. I don't have room for it, but
understandable.
If I had room, it could go in there.
I don't think it's like crazy underplayed, but like I can see it getting around 10,000 decks if people know that it exists. So try it out, see how it works for you. I think it's a really cool one.
Dig it. All right. Let's see. I got that one. So I got 2 left. They're both artifacts. Let's go with, we're going to do Ward of Bones. Ward of Bones.
Bill from Woodbury.
Yeah, I was about to give
right?
Bill the shout out. We went to his house and played. This was pre-COVID, and
like a week pre-COVID, maybe just like as they're locking. It was like March 16th.
Yeah, it was but we went there, we played, and he played this card and it locked us down because what it is expensive to come out, but if it gets out, it does some work. So it's 6-drop artifact. Each opponent who controls more creatures than you can't play creature cards. The same is true for artifacts, enchantments, and lands. So there's an angle where, really quick, 3,000 EDH rec decks. 3,000.
Yeah.
3,000.
This is such. I can't believe Renshai doesn't play this. This is such a card that locks people out.
Are you saying because he's a dick? No, I'm just kidding.
Because he always suggests that I play stacks.
I gotcha. Yeah,
that's basically right up there. Even though it's a 6 mana part, that's probably the only downside of it.
But once you get it out, and if you're lacking on one of these, like if you're like, my deck doesn't have artifacts besides this one, then no one else can play any other artifacts. Like if maybe my deck doesn't have that many enchantments, or I'm not playing creatures.
If you're a spell slinging deck, this makes it so that people can't have creatures.
Right.
They can't play creatures to get aggressive on you.
Yeah. So, and if you're a deck that doesn't play lands, like, or
if you're enchantment heavy, where a lot of people aren't, you can just go hog wild on the enchantments, but fall behind on the creatures. And then people can't play the creatures.
This is going in his Karn deck soon. Oh, there you go.
He didn't know it. See, this is helps.
Yeah.
One person.
There we go. We got one sale. We got a sale, and it's not that expensive. It's like it's $12. It's only got the one printing, Eventide. But this is I have this one in foil as well.
Are you fucking out? I'll bet you that's gorgeous.
You got to hit the button.
Oh, I was being complimentary, and then the button's just being a dickhead, and I'm just not good at being a dickhead. Not nearly as good as you at being a dickhead.
There you go. There's the dickhead. That's what I was waiting for. All right. So yeah, this is Bill did it to us, and it's tough, man. You have to plan your stuff out. It's like, okay, how many do you have? Now you only have
That's
this
the other
much?
thing is this is like reverse. Like Ristic study. It's going, how many land do you have?
Yeah.
Can I? No. Is that a creature?
And if I remember correctly, he was holding stuff in his hand so that we couldn't do certain things because he was just like, I'm at a good spot. You guys can't play any more creatures. And I was playing Tolsamir, so I was getting around it a little bit because I would play a creature and I'd get a wolf. But then I couldn't play
Yep.
anything else because I was getting the wolves. And I'm like, I can't do anything because
Right.
you're stupid.
I was
Ward of
playing
Bones is up.
Renee, which is also a creature heavy deck. And I think whenever you had the chance to fight, you couldn't fight his stuff either because then it'd kill his creatures,
And then we
which
couldn't play
wouldn't
anymore.
allow us to play more creatures.
Yeah.
And so it was it didn't go well.
It was
It
one of
didn't
those.
go well.
it
And he was
one
playing
of those-
Eldrazi.
Yeah, and
It
it was
was-
one of those game nights where you play, and then the next day you have it on your buy list, and it's on its way to you because you're
Absolutely.
like,
It went instantly on my trades. I was like, I want that card. That was fantastic.
All right.
So-
What is your second to last card on your underplayed, underused commander cards?
All right. This is another blue aura. It is called Betrayal. It's one blue aura. You put it on somebody, an opponent's creature. And then
God, I remember this one. This is in
whenever it becomes tapped, you get to draw a card. There's I think it's Verity Circle. That's the enchantment that's kind of similar to this. But basically there's enough mana dorks out there that tap for mana. There are, you put it on the biggest creature that people want to be attacking with, and you're going to be able to draw cards off of them using it.
Mhm.
I think it's cheap. It's one blue. You will likely get, you play these kind of cards just to draw you a card. And this has the potential to draw you multiple cards at one blue mana. I think it's great in your Enchantress style decks that want to be playing enchantments as well. But this is only in 1,937 decks.
Yeah, and the thing
And this is
like,
from Visions.
you
So
put
it's,
it
again, another really
on-
old card.
You put it on a threatening creature, like
Right.
at least if it's coming at you, you're drawing off of it. Like
I mean, if it's not coming towards you, you're drawing off of it, right? Like you just put it on the most aggressive creature out
Right.
there, and you're going to draw a couple cards.
yeah. You see what Jeff wrote there?
the
He said, "I just got here. Did Lowry already spoil that the number one card is the Great Henge?"
Great Henge is an appropriate amount of decks. It did not make this
You
list.
didn't spoil the number one card at the start of this whole thing.
I have a feeling that Jeff, he laughed very hard when I did that. I think that's what happened. I'm glad that you enjoy my mistakes.
Stick around for our top 10. Here's our number one. Can you imagine TRL, like Total Request Live, if they just gave away the number one every week?
I'm way better than Carson Daly, because then I would still stick around and be like, I love that. I love the Great Henge. I love when Britney Spears hit me one more time as number one.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you meant
Wink,
okay.
wink.
She
Yeah.
hit, what's his name? Wembenyama or whatever his name is.
I do not know I know who you're talking about, but I don't.
It just
I
happened.
don't know what's going
a couple
on.
days ago. She tried to tap him on the shoulder, and then his security guards hit her, not like hit her,
Wow.
but tried to push her away. Didn't realize it was Britney Spears, and then now that whatever. It's
How
on
did
the.
she, like he's 7'5".
I know it's funny. You see her
She'd
trying to
have to-
tap him, and it's just like his shoulder blade way down at the bottom, like she is, and then they're just shoving her out of the way. Anyways, that's your.
Fantastic. All right.
whatever
That
talk.
is
All
your
right.
Jerry Springer for the week.
There-
But I think Betrayal should be, it's cheap. It's cheap. It's 22 cents. Go get it. That's an easy go get. Visions, you might not know about it. It's old, but it has a lot of potential to draw you a bunch of cards. Am I going to say that it's better than Mystic Remora? No. Is it going to stick around longer than Mystic Remora? Yes.
Is it?
That's
Probably.
is it?
Unless that,
I mean,
that
the other
threat
question
really
is if
bad.
they're trying to kill it.
kill it, yeah. then
Right.
they-
If they're playing like a sack deck, don't put it on that any of their creatures.
Yeah.
Because they'll just be like, yeah.
Sack it,
Sack,
gone.
sack.
Yeah. All right. Shit. Okay, so we still have staple verses. We still have 2 shots left. Should we do one more shot before our number ones and then
Right. Oh man, we're gonna stack these, aren't we? All right, one more shot.
Ugh,
One more shot. No,
Josh,
actually, there's 2 more shots, but we're gonna do.
your
do
adding
this right now.
skills are going away with the Malort. Malort takes away your oh no, this bottle's gonna be gone.
Right. That's what I'm worried about. Not today, but
Oh well, this
I
one
have
is
to
gone.
go buy some. Oh, you're out?
I got 3 bottles back there,
But it's warm. That last shot's gonna be gross.
They're all warm. Do you chill your Malort?
Yes.
You do?
Am I not supposed to?
I don't know. Is it better when it's chilled?
I don't really know either. I don't think there's a better. I just would
You
rather
should do
have
it one of these
a
times.
cold drink in my body than a warm drink.
You should do a back to back of them and like just kind of taste.
No, you should do a back to back of them
Back to
because this is the. I guess
never
you don't have the
never back to
opportunity
back
either.
Malort because it's just
I don't have any more Malort. This is my last bottle. I don't have rank ass nothing just hanging around my house.
You know the good thing about Malort is it's the one booze
Nothing.
that you could leave in your fridge or leave out and no one's gonna steal it from you. And if they do, you'll know because there's puke on the ground and somebody died. So, anyways, all right. Thank you, Josh, for
Number 3.
Number 3. Fuck.
Cheers. Cheers. Just fucking work. Cheers. Thank you.
Ugh. Ugh. It burns now. That one burns. You can't do 2 days in a row of Malort. It's not fair. It isn't fair.
It's so quiet.
Ugh. All right. We're moving on. Number 1.
I got some on my finger and I'm worried about like wiping my eyes as I cry.
Is this another Lowry sleeping in the basement night?
Oh, absolutely. Once he showed up and did that, I was like, I'm not.
Did you text Kirsten like you did last night? Sleeping
No, I already warned
downstairs.
her. I warned her. He was like, "So I sleep in the basement again?" I was like, "I'm supposed to."
Josh said I was
We'll
going
see.
to.
He said, Josh was like, "You sleep in the basement
shit.
tonight."
That has to be what I write. You can also make us take shots, or you can make Lowry sleep in the basement by making us take shots. I gotta write it down. Make Lowry. Otherwise, I'm gonna see this tomorrow and be like, I don't know what we were talking about. Lowry sleep in the basement.
Right. Can you write goldfish next to it too?
Oh, I should do that. That'll be for next time. Basement. By me. Malort and then goldfish.
Oh my god.
Suggested by Josh. Goldfish with Malort. All right, this is just notes. Otherwise, I will look at my notes later if I don't give enough description because I've texted you before and I'm like, what did this mean? And you're like, I have no idea.
Did you hear it on the podcast when you're editing? I'm like, I did not catch that. I don't know. Must have been an after hours thing.
Okay.
All right.
I got drum rolls.
All right.
Where's
The
my
last
drum rolls?
one.
That's
Jeff
me
showed
first.
up just in time.
Me first, right? Yeah, me. Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep. You're going.
Let me get it started.
You just did Ward of Boners. So your last.
That is not what I did there.
was.
It was not. All right. All right, it is Vile Stone Amulet. You love this card a lot.
Ooh, I do.
You actually introduced me to this one because of your feather deck, but it is a 3
and Calamax.
Yeah, that's not when you did it before Calamax. Your love for
feather,
Calamax, yes. Vile Stone Amulet is a 3-drop artifact. And it is whenever you play a spell, creatures you control can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control until end of turn, or until opponents control this turn. So yeah, until end of turn. So this is protection. If you can cast things at instant speed, so like spell slinger stuff, you don't need to go. I need to protect it. Give this thing on indestructible. If it's like, hey, I'm going to draw a card. Oh, now my stuff has protection. Like any of those spell slinger stuff. Feather is why you use this because Feather is playing stuff like that. It was
so good.
But this is fantastic. It's in 4,000 EDH rec decks. It only has the one printing from Future Sight, and it's at $9 at this point. But I actually forgot about it, and it needs to go in Blanca because Blanca is a lot of that kind of stuff. So when I was compiling this list, I was like, shit, there's like 3 decks that I don't have this in and I need to put it in. So I will be going
like
back
the fantastic thing is it like spell slinging it's fantastic because people are never 100% sure if you can protect your stuff or not. So they might go for it. I remember a guy doing it one time way back in the day on Cockatrice, but it's a fantastic card for that reason. But sometimes you don't have it. But then they don't know.
They don't want to waste.
Either.
They don't want to waste their spell because, or their removal because they're like, oh shit, if they can fizzle my stuff, I don't want to waste this here. So let's wait till they're tapped out. So yeah,
but it's quite if you sequence things properly on your turn, it's also great. So you can just be like, all right, first main phase, I'm going to just play this nothing enchantment. But then it gives all of your creatures hexproof. And then you can go, oh, and I want to put this aura on there, or I want to target it with this spell, and you can't do anything about it. You can't kill my creature in response. So I think it's great in aura-based decks as well, if you're so inclined. I mean, there are different cards. I think this is specifically very good for spell slinger decks. But there are other ways where you can use it, like I was just saying. So, but good card. Good card.
So before you get to your last one,
sorry, how many decks was this in?
4,000 EDH rec decks.
That's not a lot.
I know.
So is there only 4,000 feather decks?
Of course you have an answer, Lowry. Of course you have an answer with your feather. That's my Jeremy shout out.
All right, Jeremy.
He hates feather.
Of course
You have an answer. The running theme of the previous this and the other 8 is a lot of these only have one printing. Not all of them, but I would say a majority of the ones that we have talked about today. This only has the future sight printing. We like Onslaught. All these other ones have one printing, and then we had one in there that just got a reprint, but went for the longest time without a reprint. So the thing is look back at some of those sets, those older sets that only have the one printing, and you might be missing out on some cards that will work fantastic in your deck. So that's kind of the point here. But let's get into your final card.
Look at that shit. Yeah. All right. So my last one I want to talk about.
He said he was going to be on Ibukagi. He's like, I'm going to be on tonight, and I'm going to be talking some shit.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Here we go. Let me get the drum roll. Go ahead. Drum roll ends now. What is it?
All right. It's Flame Blade Angel. Also, you can find this card on Curated MTG from the Commander Smiths. This is a 6-mana red angel.
Whoa.
And it's a 4/4 flying. What?
Sorry, remember that sideboard of when my mouse goes over the news thing that popped up over half my screen?
I missed that. All right.
Remember that from last night? What the fuck? I don't remember.
Yes.
It was crazy.
It was Madonna.
Yeah,
she was scary.
It was really bad. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So it's a red angel, 4/4 flying. And then whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to you or a permanent you control, you may have Flame Blade Angel deal 1 damage to that source's controller. And so
how many decks is this in?
It is in 1,815 decks.
Crazy.
So
it reminds me of the new isn't Elish Norn? The new Elish Norn does this? A similar thing? Right?
You're the one that turns into a saga?
No.
I think that prevents damage.
No, I thought it was doing damage whenever a source. Yeah, look, but it's 2 life. Whenever a source an opponent control deals damage to you or a permanent you control, that source's controller loses 2 life unless they pay 1. This is doing a similar thing, except they can't pay 1. They're taking 1 damage.
They're just taking it. So, and hold on, go back to that Elish Norn as well.
Hang on. Boop, boop.
Whenever source damage to you or permanent. Okay. So
wording,
very similar to that idea.
Yeah, very same wording. Yep.
And the great thing about Flame Blade Angel is and Elish Norn clearly now.
Which is good card.
But-
Like this is a good comparison
Yeah.
with this being in such little amount of decks. It's kind of crazy.
Right. And so the crazy thing is if somebody all out attacks you, I had this happen at the pre-release with this card. Somebody goes, okay, you're at 2, I'm at like 8. I'm going to all out attack you with 10 creatures. And I was like, well, I'm gonna block. I blocked 8 of the creatures and he got enough damage through, and he's like, you're dead. And I was like, actually, you're dead too. Because when you block, those creatures that you're blocking with are dealt damage. It deals 1 damage back to them. It's crazy good in Torbrand because it turns into, I believe, 3 damage per 1. I think they're separate triggers. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe so. I would believe that it.
If a source would deal 1 or more blah, 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 to trigger that many times, for example, of the creature trample, blah blah blah. Yeah, you're right.
So Torbrand is going to deal 3 damage, and then there's like Grayson or something from the Warhammer decks that it's whenever it deals 1 damage, this also deals 2, so it's dealing 3 damage as well in a red-blue deck. And it's criminal. I mean, it's just a good card to lay down, and then if a Goblins player is like, okay, I can attack you. I was like, well, for every 1 damage that you're doing to me, I'm doing 1 back to you because of Flameblade Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like they don't want to, like those like white weenie, red weenie, green weenies.
Lots of weenies going on here.
Yeah, a lot of weenies. I'm assuming people campfire roasting weenies.
That's
and
not
this
the
is a
joke
red
I was
weenie.
going for. Red weenie, I get red rocket. Green weenies is gangrene kind of thing or something going
That's
on.
a dead penis. Yes. So, but this is going to deal a lot of damage back to people. And again, it's only in 1,815 decks. I think especially in mono red, it's a great protection card.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I take it because I like the new Elish Norn. I love this part of Elish Norn, and to be honest with you, I didn't watch that curated MTG, so I didn't realize there's another thing that does a similar thing. I should start watching those curateds instead of just editing the other stuff to it. I should go.
And I hope that's what everybody else is thinking. Hey, I should start watching curated MTG.
Is that what this podcast
Smiths.
turned into? Is curated
Right.
MTG in the podcast?
Right. That's what I figured
Podcast
it was just
form.
going to be. Because I think the last time we had this a year and a half ago, I was like, this is basically curated MTG. Like, I'm just looking for cheap cards that are underplayed. That's exactly what curated MTG is.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you like this segment, just
You said cheap cards, though. I wouldn't say Steely Resolve was necessarily in our cheap.
you're right.
Touche, salesman. I too have an uncle.
Sometimes they're expensive.
But they're
Sometimes,
underplayed.
most
The
of
biggest
the time,
the biggest point of curated is they're underplayed. Like that's
Right.
what this is. It's underused, underplayed cards.
Yep.
This is that segment. Except I jumped in and did my stuff, and you hated my first
Right.
one. So
yeah, that's not going to be in there. Never going to do a curated for Protection Racket.
I hate your face.
Also, generally the decks that the cards that I do are under 5,000, and so again, they're generally, not always, but generally gonna be, if you're not deep into the game, it's a great way to know new cards.
Yeah,
In my opinion, I'm biased, but
well, you're generally posting cards that are things that we've just talked about that only get like 1 to 2 printings that are pretty old. That you might not know about. One of the, I think the all-stars of the curated, and this is not, we're boasting curated
I am.
MTG.
Yeah, I am.
But,
you don't care about it because you haven't watched it in about 4 years.
It hasn't even been going for 4 years at this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've never watched it.
I watched it more when I had time, except it's a minute. I should be able to watch it. I'm sorry.
Right.
I apologize.
Right. No,
Do you watch my proxy time videos?
Of course I don't. Those are half-hour long.
No,
An hour.
I don't do those anymore. Well, I do, but I haven't done them for a while. The shorts.
Right, and I haven't watched them since you haven't been doing them.
So we don't watch each other's videos.
Wait, we don't support each other. I don't know how this is working.
How do we expect everybody to support us if we don't support each other?
That's a good point. I don't expect them to support us. I am thoroughly surprised at the support we get.
I don't know fucking what I was gonna say. Damn Malort. Oh, the all-star of curated for me in the last couple of years has been Elephant Grass. Like that was one of my favorites that you have done, and it fit perfect in Daryl. It's a great green card, not just for a Daryl deck.
Right.
It's a good green ghostly prison propaganda.
It's the
type
only green card that does that.
right, and so it's
Great in Muldrotha being able to just like, I'm not going to play the upkeep.
How many
then
decks is
recast
that
it
in? How
for
is
cheap.
that not on this list?
Give me a second. All right. What do you want? Let's see here.
Gosh, Ibukaki is like the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's having Malort with us right now is what's happening. Is
that what's
he's
going
just
on?
shit talking to us.
Yeah. Elephant Grass is in only 4,671 decks.
All right, so Elephant Grass. Let's add Elephant Grass. We got
As a
11
fifth
cards.
one. All right. Might as well. All 6 of you that watch, you have a chance at going. That's from Visions as well.
But this is also
only one printing.
multiple people have said it's on the list, so it's not only one printing. We got the list.
It's on the
and
list?
It's on the list.
Reserve list?
Nope, the list.
Oh.
List. Yep.
Motherfuckers.
But multiple people have said they like this card. I've used this card in multiple decks at this point. 1-drop enchantment, cumulative upkeep 1. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But black creatures can't attack you, period. Non-black creatures can't attack you unless they pay 2 for each attacking creature. So it has the propaganda kind of built on a stick. But if you're playing against, that's why it worked really well with Daryl, is I'm giving people zombies and then they can't attack me at all. This is just, it's fantastic. It's one of your best curateds. Green,
Thanks.
it's green. It's all
This is an old legacy Enchantress deck. So the thing would be is like you'd play it, they couldn't attack you. You pay the upkeep, let it die, play another one, and so the upkeep never got out of hand, and that's why it's really good in Muldrotha, where you play it
and let it go to the
let
graveyard.
the upkeep happen. You pay the upkeep, and then if
Second
you want to
turn,
do one more
let
time,
it go.
you upkeep it, and then when you have it die, you just bring it right back, and you can cycle it if you have like Ristic Remora going. Mamora. Can you do a proxy of Jason Momoa and Ristic Study together? Ristic Mamora. What is the card I'm trying to talk about? Mystic Remora and Jason Momoa.
Oh,
Can you just play?
Josh, you derailed it. You derailed
beautiful
it.
hair on.
Oh, we were over an hour and 14 minutes. We haven't even got to Staple Versus again.
You're right. This is the same as last night. It's a short episode, folks. We just added on one. We're good here.
That's
right,
what happened.
Right. We knew that's the problem. We knew. That's what's going
is
on.
Always the problem. All right. So this was our pseudo 11th pick here. All right.
I'll have all of these in the notes with a link. You can go and check them out. There will not be any videos. Just follow us on TikTok or YouTube, and then you can always get updates on Curated MTG.
Oh,
They're under a minute. They are shorts.
Can you
do
your curateds that way when you end it now?
No, I don't. I don't even know what I just
MTG.
did. Yeah. Okay.
You did like
No,
the
I
Batman voice.
That was my Joker voice.
Batman. I'm Batman. Why does he change his voice?
I'm Batman.
Dark Knight is my favorite. I think
I'm
it is my
Batman.
favorite superhero movie, but and I actually have just watched it the other night while editing stuff. Anyways,
you?
cool story, bro.
Oh, you're one of those people, huh?
What? One of those people. What is that?
When you're doing something, you put a movie or a TV show on in the background?
Yeah, I have it sitting right in front of me here, and I'll like do proxies or edit our stuff or whatever, and I have Dark Knight going. Yeah, it's good times.
Okay.
Well,
I have to put a lot of people.
Well, it's like I talk about with the tax season. I always watch Lord of the Rings or Firefly. Like those are my two. Like it's background stuff of It's keeping me entertained while I'm doing something that feels like work. But the proxies don't feel like work. It's just detailedness takes a long time sometimes, and so having a movie on kind of is good distraction. All right. The Smith cock length. What is Ibukaki is just all he's on the attack. He's on the attack. We need to have our staple verses, or not staple verses. We need to have our last shot. All right, I'll hit that first. I'll hit that first before we get our shot. There we go.
Round 1.
Excuse me, I believe you have my stapler.
Fight.
Staple versus. I had to go grab another Malort bottle because this one is
I have
going to be
enough for
gone.
one more Josh interaction.
That's the
I need
end
to go
of
to
my.
liquor
That is bottle number 6 of Malort. Yes, I keep them up there, wifey. I don't call her that, but she says I'm a college kid because I keep my bottles of Malort with glow sticks in them.
Segments. I don't even understand. So are we? So we're saying it's going to be short, but then it's longer than expected.
Oh,
is that a compliment? Is that what he's doing?
That's exactly what I would do. Is you always talk about how small your penis is, so then when it gets seen by a lucky lady or whatever,
right,
it's surprisingly bigger than what you were downplaying it as. So yes, that's probably what he's talking about there.
It's called reverse psychology, right?
Right, exactly. That's what I've always done. It's like hung like a field mouse. That's how we are, Smiths. Hung like field. We're okay. Let's take.
Who are we trying to impress here? Why do we do small dick jokes for us here? I'm just.
I don't
nobody.
know. I don't know where I'm gonna
nobody.
go. Give me that.
Right.
Give me. I was gonna say, give me that. Give me that. Give me that nut. All right, here we go.
Give it away now.
Thanks, Josh.
Cheers.
Ugh.
No.
And Ibukaki throws in that stuff. He's gonna throw in some. Actually, I should give a shout out to Ibukaki with his puppers passing away this week. That. Cheers, pour one for the dead. A pupper's passing. It sucks. I feel for you, buddy.
Sorry.
Ugh. But it's still Malort.
It is.
All right. What do we got, Larry?
That's sobering. Thanks.
Oh, wait. I guess that would be the best.
Yes, that's a good point. Managing expectations. And I wish I also was Alex, you're my man. Don't say that.
I like when Renchai wrote, "When does this become a Magic the Gathering podcast?"
Never has been.
Yeah.
Never has been. If you're surprised currently in not being I was going to say a Commander Smith podcast, I'd be really just confused at this point.
All right. What do we got?
All right. Season of Growth.
Hello, boobies.
Versus Rumor Gatherer. Rumor.
No.
Rumor has.
No.
I was gonna just keep going, but I don't know the song.
I don't
All right,
know.
Season
I
of
don't even know what
Growth.
you're
One
singing.
in the green and it's a
No.
Adele song.
Is
It is. Yeah.
I don't know.
Season of Growth. One in the green enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. And then whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card.
You know, if I would have had time between casts, I would have cut up your audio of you talking about Rumor Gatherer as like your most orgasmic card of your
But
I didn't have time. So I have Rumor Gatherer, which is
time.
2
We've
white.
had an entire week in between then and now.
Right. 2
To figure out-
white and 1 color. So it is 1 CMC more. But
no,
I get a
no,
creature.
one white Seymour,
Right. Seymour.
which is different than one.
Seymour. We're playing a green and white deck. That's all we know at this point.
That's and likely having some creatures in there.
Sure. And this is an elf wizard, which matters because you're in a green and white.
It doesn't.
Yes. Why doesn't it
I
matter?
mean, there's no such thing as a green-white elf deck
Why not? Are you
because there's
color-
like 4 white elves.
so? Why not have it?
Elves. Elves? Why did I just say elves? Sam would be so mad at me.
So this has whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. If this is the second time this ability is resolved this turn, draw a card instead. So when you have 2 creatures enter,
right,
you get to draw a card. Where yours, you need to have another spell. You have to target something of your creatures to make you draw. And mine's also a 2/1, so it can do stuff.
Right.
Rumor Gatherer, because Lowry was so high on this card, like so high on this card.
I was really high on Season of Growth as well. Would you have cut that up for me as well?
No, we didn't even ever talk about this card. We never talked about this card
No,
until
no,
right now.
No, that's not true. When we did a year-end review of our top 5 cards from the year, this was on my list. Season of Growth. Was
Fake news.
Nope.
Fake.
Nope.
Show me the
Nope.
audio. Show me the audio.
What?
Show me. What?
You show me the audio of me talking up Rumor Gatherer.
You already
Can't
admitted
do that.
You already admitted to it.
Well, if we're gonna keep on playing on this, I'm gonna say no. I did not.
You just
I
said
never-
it like
I
a
never
little bit
said
ago.
Nope.
Rewind. Rewind.
Right.
Go back.
You can't though. This isn't Saved by the Bell. You can't just rewind shit. Can't pause it. This is real life.
They can. Is this real
And Rumor Gatherer sucks because it's 2 white and a 1.
Is that your
And
only
also,
argument? Is that really your
hold
only
on. How many cards can you draw off of Rumor Gatherer in a turn?
1. But
Right.
okay, but here's the thing. You technically can only draw 1 unless you have multiple spells where you're drawing. Because if you
Right.
target multiple creatures, which I want to make that clear,
right,
it only triggers once. So if you have something that allows you to target boop, 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 like multiples, it only triggers once. Yes, I did the scryfall on that. So that part I made sure. I was like, okay, making sure on that. It only triggers once per spell. So it's your spell you cast. If
I can believe that.
If you're hitting multiple targets, it only gets you a draw 1. So yeah, mine does only 1 draw as well.
But if I do that more than once in a turn, I get to draw more than 1 card.
Multiple cards that are targeting.
I'm depending on my deck. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Multiple cards that you're going to draw, and then you're going to do it again. You have unlimited.
Right. That's the great thing about it. So, I have a deck
mana?
that targets a creature I control, that draws me a card that allows me to target a creature I control, that draws me a card.
What are you doing when you're targeting? I'm just curious. Like,
what do you mean? What do you mean?
What spells would you be casting that would target that you would do this multiple times?
Now I understand that the scenario is not in Calamax, but it'd be in Calamax.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't work because we're in white and green, buddy.
Right, we're in white and green. What are you talking about? Okay, so we're talking about auras. Are we talking about auras? So Enchantress style decks. Whenever I cast,
so you're going
aura,
to do that.
I draw a card,
times?
and then I can. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course, I can load up
Mr.
with
Unlimited.
auras on a
Mr.
creature.
Unlimited. Oh shit! I still have that button, don't I? I do. I do have that button. Oh damn it! Oh, where is it? Where's Mr. Oh, there it is.
Mr. Unlimited.
So you're Mr. Unlimited with your casting there, huh? You got so much mana, you can just do
Mr. Unlimited.
any amount of spells you want to do, and they all the spells are just targeting. So. But then you're not getting the scry stuff. So I thought this would be a creature heavy deck because we're dealing with scrying and your creatures coming into play, right?
Right.
So you're doing a mix of you're really
of good cards and
yourself,
good cards.
You're thinning yourself out quite a bit here, right? You're having a lot of creatures, and then you're also having things that are targeting You're doing auras. Is that really your only thing? You're saying this is an aura deck? Is that what you're?
No, it's a spell slinger deck as well.
Oh, so we got that as well. So spell
It
slinger.
can be. It can
spell
be.
slinger
There's
creatures
options.
and auras.
What is it? What is the green white deck
Mr.
that you're envisioning?
Unlimited.
Just yeah, absolutely. It's infinite mana. We're going with that. We have infinite mana.
Because we
We
play
have
that.
infinite mana.
We play
let's
infinite
let's
stuff,
do
right?
this situation right here because you are hitting buttons like a dickhead,
Mr.
and
Unlimited.
we have unlimited mana. How many cards are you drawing?
Mr.
Still one.
Unlimited.
Just one. How many cards am I drawing off of what I'm? It's
Mr.
just as many
Unlimited.
spells as I can target with auras, spell, like instants, probably sorceries as well, and involved in that. And I would also say that so you want it to be a creature deck, and I totally get it, and I would love to be a creature deck as well. So like we work together here. But when somebody wraths the board, your guy goes away.
So
And
does
maybe we overextended a little bit.
So what are you
and that's-
targeting with
that's
your
okay.
drawing then? What are you targeting with
Right.
your drawing?
The next creature I play.
Mm.
Because mine will still be in play to have an effect. What's
Mm.
gonna happen when your creature
I'm
is
gonna-
involved in a wrath
I'm gonna
situation?
use,
It's gonna die.
No, yeah, it'll die. But then I'm going to use the card that you previewed in our Fave 5, where I'm going to discard something and I'll bring it back into my hand and then cast it again, and then I'll keep playing.
Which card was
creatures.
that? I don't
Let
even
me
remember.
backtrack. Backtrack.
No,
backtrack.
no, it's not. This is not Saved by the Bell. I already set up the precedent of not Saved by the Bell.
I'll get there.
All right.
Give me a second.
Do you think you're Zach? You think you're Zach? Of course. you're not.
hostilic or
It's hostile wisdom. Fuck you.
holistic.
Learn a lesson.
Holistic wisdom. Holistic
Oh,
wisdom.
that too.
Yeah, so you had it wrong too. So
I
would
did on
use-
purpose.
and it's on green too, so it fits in the color that
It
we're
does.
working with. And
Does.
unlike
Oh,
you,
you're gonna try and split us off into two colors now too, huh? Just trying to help yourself out. How many decks is Rumor Gatherer in?
oh, you went there. That was the wrong move.
I did.
That was
I
the wrong
did.
move. This has
Was
only
it?
this has only been out for just over a year.
I
45.
think we've had the discussion. It's almost 2 years, maybe.
No, isn't New Capenna last year? Because it's
Maybe.
still in standard. Yeah, it was last.
They
last
no,
spring.
no. They 3 years of standard at this point now.
Well, that's not. Yeah, that just changed.
So
it was last.
it's muddled
spring.
at this point.
Rumor Gatherer is in 45,000 EDH rec decks in
All right,
just over a year. That's
great. Good
so,
for it.
Season of Growth. That's
Yeah,
20,
it's been around for like 3 years.
2019 is when, because they always do it the year before, so or 4 years. 23,000. So it's not even, well, it's just over half. And it's been out for 3 times the length of time.
Well, I'd say since it's an uncommon, people might not know about it.
Well, so is Rumor Gatherer. I saw the smile as soon as I looked over. I was like, yeah. I don't. There wasn't really.
So
much...
they're both uncommons. let's go with what Hockey's saying. You're playing uncommons. The cards suck. It's fine. It's fine. They're not even good
Rumor
cards.
Gatherer is so good. I put this in so many decks. It's really good.
Now we can totally tell that you're lying to the audience. Why would you,
Duke?
Why would you even do
Duke
that?
is fantastic with this.
Come on.
Really?
Come on.
Because I'm making
Come on.
2 other tokens.
This is America. We don't have dukes. All right. Do we talk with a funny accent? No. Sorry if that offended.
We're from
anybody.
Minnesota. Minnesota.
Right.
So Duke is fantastic.
The East
with this
Coasters make
because
fun of us on the Discord. They're like,
because-
you guys talk cute. That's
with one, Duke doesn't work with Season of Growth, so that doesn't,
because it's right.
Right,
So
it
you're just
doesn't-
coming up with shit that is not a real scenario
Well, just
for
saying.
this.
What I've used it with is Duke works really well because you're making 2 tokens. You scry one, and then you draw the other one. If, let's say, Season of Growth was white, I would just scry one and scry one again. It wouldn't do anything else. I wouldn't draw off of
I
that.
think so. I'm kicking my own shins here, but I think you're
kicking your own chins.
playing. Yeah, it's a saying that I just made up.
Never heard that.
So when you're using it with Duke and you make 2 tokens, and so you'll end up having 3. They all recognize all of them. So it'd be scry, scry, scry.
No.
Draw.
Back it up. You aren't
What?
making 3. You're a 4-player.
You're making 2, but you have 3 in play. So
Right.
they all recognize what's going on.
Right.
So 2 creatures come into play. Each one of them will scry. Each one of them will draw.
No. I'm not saying I'm making Rumor Gatherer necessarily. I could, which would be ridiculous.
Why would?
But I'm just
you're
because the other cards that I have ETB
you're doing
effects.
something else. Okay.
Yeah. They have
I agree.
ETB effects is what I'm trying to do.
All right. Fine. Be bad at Magic. That's fine.
All right.
You'd rather have an ETB effect rather than
I
drawing
would just
3
say
cards.
build a better deck.
Yes, I love
Right.
ETB.
Thank you. That is the first time I've heard you use that button appropriately
I didn't press a button.
and accurately. You did. That was not me. I was talking with it.
Dude, Ibukaki's ripping my Duke deck. Duke is one of my better, like, that fucking deck does work. And a SmithCon when the last game, was it 6 of us? 6-person game, me, you,
Duke's good.
Mark,
Duke's good. I agree.
Jake, Renshai, and Ted. And it ended up winning even though it was kind of lagging behind, but yeah, it's a fun deck. Anyways, I don't have anything more because
Go to YouTube and not Twitter and Discord to vote what you think would be the better card to have in your deck, because we did not explain this game. So,
Good
did
job.
we? Maybe you
No, we
did.
didn't.
Did
Nope,
you?
I did
No.
not.
All right. So, basically what we're saying is if you had one shot, one opportunity to put
Eminem.
one of these cards in your deck. No, you stole that from me.
I just made it
To
up
use
right
one of
here.
these cards in your deck, what would you choose?
There you go.
What would you choose?
Last spot. That's all I got. All right, guys.
Spaghetti on your sweater.
Nice. 4-shot Malort nights, 2 nights in a row. Thank you, Josh.
Damn it.
Oh shit, there goes my headphones. Oh no, they're falling. All right. 4-shot Malorts. All right.
Oh boy.
All right. That should do it for tonight and this week. We will catch you guys next week.
If we were on ESPN, they'd fire us.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas.
Do you think we could get on
boobs. I'm
ESPN?
bonkers for honkers. I
No,
love
like not
boobs.
currently,
Thanks
but
for
just
the
like-
memories. I love boobs.
Maybe. Cheers.